The couple said love was love. The couple swore love was forever. What if I told you the declarations of love on 90 Day Fiancé airport reunions? Proposals and confessions of forever were not just imperfect. Secrets, manipulation, and scandal built those love declarations. The contract, the camera cue, and a motive that no one wanted to show may have hidden behind every I love you. That made your heart skip a beat. Tonight I do not relive the romance. I also pull back the curtain on the performances. Let us start with a couple that fans once thought were the deal, Ella and John. I watched the airport scene, felt the emotion. The airport moment was called one of the emotional in the franchise. Ella and John cried. Ella and John hugged. Ella and John shared a kiss that looked like a scene from a movie. The audience did not see what happened before the camera started. A leaked chat from a production assistant shows that John sent a message to another woman from a visa advice group. On the morning of that reunion, I find the text chilling. The man wrote, "I am going through the motions." The man wrote, "It is all for TV now." So when the man spun the woman around in the man's arms, I wonder if the man's spinning was just good acting. Let us not even pretend that Angela and Michael did not have one of the stories in the TLC history. I still think about the time when Angela screamed, the time when Angela sobbed, the time when Angela suddenly declared, "You are my everything, baby." That moment was not an outburst. That moment was a strategy. A Reddit user who claimed to be a crew member said that Angela threatened to walk off the set if the producers did not let Angela say what Angela wanted unscripted. The whole scene, the crying, the reconciliation, the declaration came after Angela apparently found messages between Michael and an Instagram model. Angela did not forgive Michael. Angela covered the story, Angela cleaned the story for TV, and Angela convinced the audience that Angela still believed in the fantasy. Why? Because Angela's contract was on the line. The network needed Angela's meltdown to have a redemption arc. Now let us talk about how the love declarations seem to follow the betrayal. Ever notice that? Jovi did not tell Yara Jovi loved Yara deeply when the situation was good. No. It was right after Yara confronted Jovi about clubbing in Ukraine. "I will do anything to make this work," Jovi said, voice trembling. Like that, the audience gave Jovi another chance. Off camera, Yara was reportedly done. I heard a friend post anonymously that Yara told the friend weeks earlier that Yara was planning Yara's exit. The producers begged Yara to wait until after the filming. Yara's response was, "I am doing it for the baby and for the check." It is a cycle. I have seen this pattern times. It starts with a fight. It moves to broken trust. It moves to a promise of the world. Then the phrase "I love you" works as a reset button. The phrase wipes the slate clean. The phrase lets the story go on. The declarations are not just about feeling. The declarations are about control. Love bombing is not a dating flag. Love bombing is built into the show structure. Fans think the show shows soulmates fighting for their future. In reality, the viewers are often watching manipulation packaged as redemption. Let us not forget David and Lana. I still remember David and Lana as a part of 90 Day history. David told his love on the streets of Ukraine after David saw that Lana was talking to men online. Did that stop David from proposing? No, it gave David a story to forgive Lana. Producers pushed the idea. Producer said, "Give us a win and a leak" from the set. David gave that win. I watched the man create a delusion. The show went along with the delusion too, and the public ate it up. I noticed that the declarations on 90 Day Fiancé are not spontaneous. The declarations on 90 Day Fiancé are not unscripted moments of vulnerability. The declarations on 90 Day Fiancé act as turning points. The declarations on 90 Day Fiancé act as devices. The producers placed the declarations on 90 Day Fiancé to balance the fights, the jealousy, the suspicion. Without a hope, the chaos would be too much. The viewers would turn away. So the producers feed the viewers the highs and lows like clockwork. When I watch, I see the pattern. Conflict appears. Then confession follows. Accusation appears. Then adoration follows. There is a cycle. It makes me root for the people I should warn my friends about. We are spilling the tea about the whispers around a season 6 proposal. I think the surprise moment took place in a resort. The string quartet played in the background. The partner said yes before the question was finished. The surprise moment felt perfect. The surprise moment felt polished. Now we know why. I saw the production schedule leak. The production schedule leak showed that the proposal was written 3 weeks before. The production schedule leak also showed that the cast members were promised a bonus if the cast members made the proposal emotional enough to go viral. If you are already screaming into your pillow, you are not alone. The statements were not just fake. The statements were used as a weapon. I have seen this times. The statements kept the cast in relationships. The statements swayed what fans think. The statements distracted from cheating. The statements distracted from money problems. The statements distracted from clash. What is worse? The people who say I love you often did not even mean it. If you have ever cried over a proposal on this show, do not feel bad. The plan wanted you to cry. That was the plan. I have felt that too. Now we know the truth. The real question is how deep the deception goes. I am about to look at the leak that shattered everything. The leak is a recording that proves one of the love declarations in 90-day history, and the recording did not aim for the person the recording aired with. The leak changes everything. The leak changes everything. When the credits roll on the confessionals, the audience thinks the audience has seen the truth. The audience thinks the tears equal honesty. The audience thinks the kneeling equals commitment. The audience thinks the saying I love you on camera equals forever. I notice that the illusion starts to crack. When you follow the timeline of the edit, the love stories do not just wobble, they collapse. Ben and Mahogany walked down a candlelit street in Peru. The crew framed the candlelit street proposal as destiny finally catching up to two souls who fought against the odds. Ben's voice shook. Ben talked about faith, fate, sacrifice. The fans cried. I watched the video, felt the tension. Behind the scenes, the panic was real and not romantic. A person who worked with the crew said Mahogany told the producers Mahogany was not sure Mahogany wanted to continue filming with Ben. I saw the woman claim feeling pressured, cornered and overwhelmed by how the storyline was moving. When Ben rehearsed his speech that day, the woman was not meant to hear the speech. The woman heard the speech anyway. The proposal did not come as a surprise of love, it was an effort to keep the story in place. Before it slipped away, when she hesitated, I saw the cameras stop. The producers stepped in. The producers talked. The producers waited. The producers reset. The version you saw was not the take. The version you saw was the one. Kalani and Oswelu are a couple. Kalani says love for Oswelu, and Oswelu says love for Kalani after the emotional damage has already happened. I watched the vow renewal in Samoa. I thought the vow renewal in Samoa was meant to be healing, symbolic, and a fresh start. Oswelu cried. Oswelu promised that Oswelu would fight every day for the family. I did not know that Kalani had already told the production that Kalani was emotionally checked out. An anonymous source says the woman agreed to the renewal, not because the woman believed in the marriage, but because the producers told the woman the renewal would give the audience closure. I can picture the woman standing there renewing vows the woman no longer believed in, while millions watched and thought the woman was healed. The situation is not romance. The situation is performance under pressure. I have seen the pressure appear everywhere once I start noticing the pressure. The love declarations do not happen randomly. The love declarations appear at moments. After cheating allegations, after arguments, after final demands about visas or money. Jovi promises Yara the world after another fight about partying. That promise is not growth. That promise is damage control. Yara later hints online that Yara felt emotionally trapped during filming, saying Yara did not feel allowed to leave when love becomes a pause button of a solution. Love stops working. I feel that the situation is very wrong. The money slips into the room without a sound. The contract hides behind every speech. The contract carries the promise of more airtime. The cast members have told the public. The cast members have let leaks show that the cast members stay together to stay relevant. The breakup does not just end a relationship. The breakup stops the checks. The breakup cuts the exposure. The breakup can halt the immigration plans. I watch when a person says the love with a clenched jaw. I ask myself if the love is a feeling or a shield for the future. David and Lana's story is an example. I watched David know that Lana had relationships. I watched David know that Lana had ghosted David repeatedly. When the moment for the declaration arrived, David went all the way. David stood in front of the cameras and the strangers, said, "You are my dream." I saw the moment happen when David spoke. A close source said that David believed that making a public promise would make the situation real. David believed that saying the words on television would make the words true. I watched the show. I saw that the show did not discourage that belief. The show rewarded that belief. I have seen families try to step. I have heard friends voice concerns. Declarations of love have a way of pushing logic. When someone says I choose you, the audience turns on anyone who questions the declarations of love. Doubt becomes a villain. Suddenly skepticism becomes jealousy. The show knows this. That is why the declarations of love are treated as moments in questionable, emotionally bulletproof. Let us talk about Tanya and Singin because the relationship between Tanya and Singin showed something I noticed that after filming ended, messages leaked that showed Tanya begging Singin not to leave. Tanya did not beg because Tanya wanted to fight for the marriage. Tanya begged because Tanya thought the story of Tanya and Singin was not finished. Tanya told Singin that the story of Tanya and Singin could still be one of the couples that people root for. That line says everything. Love was not the priority. The storyline was the priority. If at this point you are starting to feel uneasy, the feeling is good. The meaning is you are seeing the cracks. Because once you recognize how carefully the declarations are placed, you start seeing the declarations. You start realizing that the most dramatic I love you moments often come when the relationship is already on life support. I have felt the feeling. The next revelation hit hard. In the chapter of the story, a single recording surfaced that lasted seconds. I listened to the recording, felt the shock. The recording proved that one of the franchise's love declarations was not just exaggerated. The recording showed that the love declaration was aimed at the person entirely. The recording was 10 seconds long. The recording had audio muffled at the edges and sounded like it was captured on a pocket phone microphone. I saw the leak tear a hole in the 90-Day Fiancé universe. The hole was so wide that the fans are still trying to recover. In those 10 seconds, the viral love declaration that sparked hashtags, rewatch threads, and a proposal meme template got exposed. The exposure revealed that the viral love declaration was a performance for someone entirely. I watched the clip, heard the voice. The voice is Caesar. I read the words. The words are, "You know I love you more than Maria. I only stayed in this for the contract. You are my one." I checked the timestamp. The timestamp is 1 week before the scene aired. In that scene, Caesar told Maria with trembling lips and a diamond necklace in hand that she is his forever. Fans praised Caesar. Fans called Caesar brave. Now fans are blindsided. In 10 seconds, everything changed. I have heard the person that leaked the clip is a friend of Caesar. The close friend had enough. Enough of the tears. Enough of the lies. Enough of the silence. Within hours, Reddit exploded. I saw people break down every gesture, every tone. The way Maria barely answered during the declaration. The realization clicked. The love was not there. The rehearsal was real. The moment was built to finish a story. The moment worked until the moment stopped. If you thought that was the performance, buckle up. Let us talk about Avery and Omar. I still hear fans talk about the boat proposal as if the boat proposal were a Nicholas Sparks scene that came to life. The sun set. Omar held Avery's hands. Said, "You have changed me. I want to love you in every country on earth." 2 years later, a leak showed that the production rented the boat 2 days before the scene. I saw that the video was listed under a name. A fan sleuth traced the video to a film company that focused on reality setups. Later, an interview that was removed from YouTube showed the boat captain. The boat captain said, "The boat captain ran that speech 3 times. The first speech had issues. The second speech was too short." Too short? Since when is a real love proposal judged on runtime? You see, the love is not real. The love is not the point. The question is whether the moment is real. The moment is the point. Now the answer is no. Even Natalie and Mike, one of the pairings in the franchise history, had a declaration that fans replayed many times. I still hear fans replay that scene over and over. Mike stood outside Natalie's hotel room, Mike's eyes glistening. Said, "Please, just come home," but leaked footage from a translator's TikTok suggested that that day Natalie told Mike in Ukrainian that Natalie did not need to pretend anymore, saying, "Did not need to pretend any more." Natalie also said, "The green card is already processing." Worse, she did not know the mic was still hot. She touched the mic, felt the heat. The mic was hot. Let the truth sink in. The shows are not love stories. Reality television is, at its manipulative. Reality television builds moments with the precision as any scripted show. I peel back the soundtrack, the edits, the lighting, and I see what is left. The machine catches people, feeds on confession, chaos, and collapse. Sometimes I have noticed that the people confess because the people are cornered. I watched Liz and Big Ed in the backyard proposal under the lights. Ed says, "I do not deserve you, but I want to try for the rest of my life." The scene feels odd and tender. The scene goes viral. If you freeze the scene right before Liz says yes, Liz's eyes dart to the side. A second of hesitation appears. A glance toward the production tent follows. The glance is fast. The glance is there. Now when I look back, the whole moment turned on that glance. The woman waited for permission. I noticed the pattern. When the emotions are high, the cameras roll, the words "I love you" turn into a kind of currency. The scene comes closer. The damage gets patched. The golden moment sells the dream that the chow's worth the endurance for love. This is where the darkness deepens. Because the deeper we go, the clearer the truth becomes. Some of the declarations were not tools of manipulation. The declarations were acts of self-preservation. I see the people use the words to escape contracts. The people use the words to avoid messes. The people use the words to pacify production. The people use the words to buy time. In the part, I am not just talking about edits or fake proposals. I am looking at what may be the twist. Reports say that someone blackmailed the cast member into delivering a love declaration on screen. The cast member did not mean the love declaration. The cast member did not believe the love declaration. Someone told the cast member that if the cast member did not deliver the love declaration, there would be consequences. I find that disturbing. I notice the consequences still haunt them to this day. I notice the consequences do not fade. If the heart is pounding now, if the stomach just flipped good, the tea will become scalding. The idea that peak manipulation has been reached is wrong. Think again. The next thing is not about deception, it is about control. The next thing includes contractual and possibly legal aspects in one case. The biggest declaration of love in franchise history, the kind that gets clipped into promos played in montages, quoted by fans, was not just scripted. I heard that someone delivered the item under threat of blackmail allegedly. Let us talk about Bilal and Shaeeda. I remember the rooftop proposal. The skyline was there. Bilal and Shaeeda set up a prank with a van. Bilal and Shaeeda turned the scene into a perfect "I want you to be my wife" moment. The fans split. The declaration of love hit. At least the declaration of love was meant to hit. I still think about that rooftop proposal. I noticed that weeks after the episode aired, people started sharing screenshots. In the fan group's WhatsApp threads, archived Instagram lives, leaked DMs showing Shaeeda in a full breakdown. The screenshots spread quickly. In one screenshot, Shaeeda says, "He made me sign something. I cannot say no to this. He said if I embarrassed him, he would ruin me." I watched the messages disappear in a few days. I watched the accounts get deleted. I watched the videos get taken down. I watched the screenshots spread like wildfire. The NDA that she mentioned? Fans think the NDA was written before filming. Fans say the NDA forced her to stay quiet about the state of the relationship. The declaration? The "I believe in you" speech after his proposal? People now think the speech was not an acceptance. People now think the speech was a way to survive. People now think the speech was obedience. Again, millions of viewers watched the moment. Saw hope, I watched the moment. Felt hope, I saw growth. I saw romance. The viewers had no idea they were watching someone read lines. Like a hostage tape covered in sequins, these declarations are not just tools for the story. These declarations are shields. These declarations are power moves. I noticed that the one who holds all the cards often delivers these declarations. When the one who holds all the cards speaks, these declarations become shields and power moves, not story tools. Now let us spin the spotlight back to Liz and Big Ed. The proposal of Liz and Big Ed is the one with the string lights and the shaky whisper, "Will you marry me?" People believe that the proposal was Big Ed's redemption moment. The proposal was the turning point. Behind the scenes, Liz was already packing list bags. Liz had allegedly told the producers that Liz was done. Liz had allegedly told the producers that Liz was exhausted. Liz had allegedly told the producers that Liz could not fake it anymore. So why did Liz stay? I watched as the production reminded the woman of something. The contract had a clause. The clause said that if the woman quit without finishing an agreed story arc, the woman could be sued for damages. People have rumored the clause for years, have never confirmed it. The woman stayed. The woman smiled. The woman said yes with eyes and shaky hands. I think the situation is not just uncomfortable. I think the situation is a pattern. I have heard 3 cast members speaking anonymously on Reddit, AMA letters, back channels, and private TikToks all say the same thing. The producers put a lot of pressure on couples to stay together, at least until the tell-all. Why did the producers do that? The producers need a payoff. The producers need a redemption. The producers need a twist. Without those, the chaos does not feel satisfying. It feels like tragedy. I notice that "I love you" becomes a finish line. I notice that "I love you" becomes a quota. If "I love you" does not come naturally, people find a way to make the words "I love you" work. I bring you to the example yet. The cast member from a season is not named for safety. The cast member posted a message before the cast member disappeared from media. The cast member posted for words, "They wrote my vows," then silence. The post disappeared within hours. The profile disappeared after. The partner the cast member was paired with stayed silent. Reddit users quickly linked the clues. The timeline matched a wedding show that was emotional, and the groom seemed odd and distant. The groom seemed like a robot. The groom read a card. I saw the fans go back to rewatch the scene. I saw the fans notice the vows sounded too perfect. The vows sounded too polished. The vows seemed as if they had been workshopped, maybe. They had dot because people now whisper in the fan circles that some of the statements, some of the tear-streaked life-changing confessions are not just encouraged. Ghostwriters write these confessions, I think about that. A reality show about love. A reality show about emotion. A reality show about vulnerability. The backroom scripts the moments, prints the most vulnerable moments, hands the most vulnerable moments over and delivers the most vulnerable moments to the camera. I have seen that the belief works. I see that people want to believe. People want to believe people can change. The love conquers the chaos. The yelling and the red flags and the gaslighting can all lead to healing. After all the drama, there is still hope. But what if there isn't? I keep asking myself, what if the declaration of love is not about the forgiveness but about the leverage? What if the person who whispers I choose you does not speak from the heart but from the fear? In the chapter 1 we'll lay out the evidence. The digital evidence includes the deleted screenshots, the burner phone texts and the leaked FaceTime call. I have looked at the deleted screenshots and the burner phone texts. The leaked FaceTime call blew the fan couple open. The lie built the fan couple. The lie ran deep. The family of the fan couple did not know the lie until the truth came out. The truth came out when the event happened. I saw the event make everything fall apart. The tears weren't real. The ring was a rental. The I love you? I watched the illusion break completely. I watched the curtain not just fall. The curtain ripped off the wall. Because for years the fans believed in the core of the couple's love story. The couple was the pairing. The couple seemed real, grounded, full of potential. The couple's journey had twists. The couple's declarations were raw. So the fans thought, I saw the FaceTime leak happen then. A screen-recorded FaceTime call that was never meant to be public appeared on a Discord server. In the 90-day fandom, the FaceTime call was not a clip. The FaceTime call was not a moment taken out of context. The FaceTime call lasted 22 minutes. Showed confession, regret, and exposure. I saw the cast member in the video. The cast member is part of a fan couple. The audience begged TLC to bring the cast member for another season. The cast member said something on that call that changed everything. The cast member admitted that none of it was real. The cast member said the cast member had to say those words. The cast member said the cast member had to play the part. The cast member said the whole season was not spoken off camera. The cast member said the cast member had to say I love you. The producers told the cast member that the cast member would not get paid unless the cast member said I love you. I was shocked when I heard the cast member talk about it. I heard someone deliver the reveal with the numbness of a person who had rehearsed the reveal in the head for long. Then someone spoke the line that haunts fans to this day, the hate I got was real. The love I gave? That was scripted. The reveal still feels raw. Let that sink in. The people faced a threat of non-payment if the people did not perform love. The people did not need to perform. The people only had to perform love. The people had to pretend. Once the people performed love, the narrative locked the people into a story that the people never believed in. Every episode that followed turned the story into a loop of gaslighting for the audience and for the people involved. I see how the audience and the people are caught in the cycle. I saw the site remove the FaceTime call from the web. The screenshots stay. The quotes stay on. The damage occurred. You start to realize that some of the declarations of love are trauma responses. I have seen some of the declarations of love act as obligations. I have seen some of the declarations of love act as damage control. I remember the infamous I want your name speech from Jasmine. Fans saw vulnerability. Fans saw softness. I heard that hours before filming that scene Jasmine threatened to quit. A crew member told me that Jasmine's voice was hoarse from screaming. The crew member told me that Jasmine's hands were shaking. Jasmine said, fine, if you want a love story I will give you one, she delivered. The promo showed the scene. People called the scene a turning point. What about Jenny and Sumit? After years of hiding the relationship, Sumit said, I love you. I am ready to fight for you. The fans did not know that week Sumit's family signed a waiver that said the family would not sue TLC for defamation. The family signed the waiver in exchange for a narrative. The waiver meant a reconciliation arc. The waiver meant a declaration of love. The waiver meant rewriting history. I was surprised by the waiver. Even a declaration can feel earned and grounded. The declaration can hide motives because in the 90-day universe, love is leverage. I noticed that a yes gives the show more screen time. I noticed that a hug puts the clip into the trending feed. I noticed that a tearful I want to grow old with you lets the audience exhale. After the audience watches two people destroy each other emotionally for an hour. I think the claim is not always a lie. I think the claim is almost never the truth. When more cast members start to speak fearfully, I see a pattern forming. Some manipulated the cast members. Some silenced the cast members. Some exploited the cast members. I see the case. The heartbreaking case is the worst. Karine and Paul. The saga was shaky, painful, fell apart. The moments that broke people were the times when Karine looked into Paul's eyes, said, "I still love you. I want our family." Those moments made people believe. Those moments were the ones TLC leaned on. I could see that viewers did not know that Karine kept a folder on a shared cloud account containing journal entries, voice memos, and raw footage she recorded herself. I saw that Paul accidentally made the folder public during the tech mix-up. For a time, a few hours, the fans got a harsh look at what Karine was really feeling. In a voice memo, Karine whispered, "They want a love story even if it breaks me." I could hear the woman crying. I was working. Then the folder disappeared. It noticed that Karine disappeared from media. I saw that Karine's friends stopped talking. I saw that TLC gave no statement. I read that memo and the memo felt real. The memo changed everything. In that moment, the audience was not watching a character or a cast member. The audience heard a woman. The people cornered the woman, exploited the woman, and used the woman. That is when the truth became clear. I learned that "I love you" is not always a promise. Sometimes the world is a prison. The prison can trap me. I have walked through the prison times. I still do not know the twist. The final twist has not been revealed. One cast member went further than all the cast members. The cast member did not just expose the lie, they vanished. What did they leave behind? Was a warning. A digital breadcrumb trail threatens to unravel the house of cards, one fake arc at a time. A former cast member posted the breadcrumb trail to Instagram. The former cast member had been silent since the season aired. Fans had assumed the former cast member had walked away from the spotlight for good. Within an hour, the post disappeared. The account went dark. I saw screenshots of the post spread across Reddit, Discord, and private fan servers. The message was not just cryptic. The message was confirmation. I have confirmation that someone other. Then the couple arranged a wedding on 90 Day Fiancé. The implications of the wedding are devastating. I watched the fans start digging and the pieces fell into place. The groom gave a delivery. The vows sounded like a movie script, then an experience. The nervous glances were off camera. The family members looked more confused than emotional. At that time, people said the situation was nerves. Now the story reads like something entirely. The story feels like a person is being directed. I read the Reddit post. The Reddit post arrived after the IG message disappeared. Someone created the burner account hours after the IG message disappeared. The burner account claimed the burner account was a handler for seasons. The mods flagged the burner account. The mods verified the burner account. The Reddit post revealed a bombshell. The Reddit post served as a blueprint. The Reddit post served as a post-production playbook. I saw the leaker say that many of the season's love declarations were not just encouraged, they were required. If a couple wanted to get to the finale, the couple had to have one of three moments, the post said. A dramatic breakup, a makeup sex scene, or a filmed "I love you" that could be cut into a promo. No exceptions. If they refused, I would rewrite the narrative. I would make the narrative show them as the villain. I would use shots. I would use reaction cuts. I would use voiceovers taken out of context. I always have the story. It wasn't just manipulation. It was manufacture. I felt surprised when the final receipts came from a family member. No one expected the family member. During an Instagram live that was never meant to go public, a sibling of a cast member who was visibly drunk spilled everything. The couple were not together. You all really believe that wedding? The couple broke up a week later. The couple did not even live together. The vows were from a producer's laptop. I felt panic rise. I saw the live stop suddenly. The platform disabled the comments. The disabling came late. I saw fans already record the live. Within minutes, the fandom reeled out because now the question wasn't which moments were fake. The question was any of it real? I saw TLC stay silent. I saw the social media channels stay quiet. I saw the planned Q and As with the cast get cancelled. I heard the rumors that the cast members got cease and desist letters. I saw the Reddit moderators ban posts that linked to leaked documents. I felt a shadow fall over the FANDOM. The momentum kept moving. The momentum could not be stopped. A verified former cast member sent a message to a fan account. Confirmed that declaration that the former cast member gave on the reunion special. The production team wrote every word. The former cast member did not even get to change the phrasing. The production team told the cast member that the former cast member had to say it, or the former cast member would be edited out. It seems the former cast member had no control. You read that right, edited out. The only path to visibility? Complicity, then the twist showed up. No one saw the twist coming. I got an email that went to fan accounts. The anonymous email claimed to be from someone inside post-production. The anonymous email attached a screenshot. The single screenshot was blurry. The single screenshot was dark. The single screenshot was unmistakable, a digital call sheet for a staged proposal shoot. I saw dialogue cues. I saw shot framing. I saw wardrobe notes. I also saw the line that said, "Ensure the subject delivers the I love you line with conviction. Repeat the line if necessary. Repeat if necessary. I do not capture it naturally. I do not let it happen. I repeat the process. I repeat until the process works. I repeat until the emotion feels believable enough for a teaser trailer. I repeat for a finale hook. I repeat for an illusion." I saw that was the time when everything came circle. Everything came circle at the moment. I think the declarations of love in 90 Day Fiancé were not milestones. I think the declarations of love were transactions. The producers and the cast bought the moments, sold the moments. The producers and the cast traded moments of vulnerability and survival. The producers and the cast also traded moments of chaos and control. I found the message left behind by the cast member who vanished. Someone tucked the note into a deleted Reddit AMA. One person screenshotted the note before the note disappeared completely. The note read, "I was on the camera. I did not fall in love. I fell apart. The legacy of the declarations lives on. I see the legacy of the declarations. The legacy of the declarations matters, not fairy tales. Not happily ever afters. Real people collapse under the weight of a love that was never theirs to begin with. Real people bear that weight. The time you watch a 90-day couple lock eyes, say you're my forever, I pause. I ask myself about the 90-day couple, is it love? Or is it the last line of the script? Because in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, I think about love. Even the most beautiful I love you can still feel hollow. I love you can feel empty. Might just be the biggest lie of all.